Hey, welcome back to the Club Junkie What's in the Bag. This is we're calling it extra innings. One, because I'm a Metro Detroit guy and the Tigers just won. But we're calling it extra innings because league is done and I'm just playing on my own now. We're not formally in the league. It's over. As I spoke about last week, I came nowhere near winning. So last week, put a What's in the Bag together. I unfortunately actually didn't get out to play. So in terms of what went well, what didn't. Now I did take those clubs out kind of separately to the range or the short game area, stuff like that. So I did hit some of the stuff like the wedges. Really like them. I think the JP Cambers are really, really solid. I'm going to definitely take those out again coming up here really soon because I'm really excited about those. Around the short game area. Those soles just glide through the turf. They don't dig. That rounded leading edge just basically will not let that club get into the turf. It just slides through. So really impressed with those so far. And yeah, this week we're going to go with some all brand new stuff because there's a lot of brand new stuff out. So this is week whatever. We're just going with extra innings, as we get through the year because extra innings, when you live in Metro Detroit, the season ends eventually. So we just kind of play until we cannot play anymore. So what's in the bag this week? We're going to have more than 14 clubs. I'm just going to tell you that because we're not playing a sanctioned event, so it doesn't really matter. So we're definitely bringing out two drivers. So we'll start at the top. We're going to bring out two drivers, and the first one, they're two brand new 2025 drivers. So these are the brand new Tour Edge exotics. So this is the brand new C725. So the C model has two adjustable weights. So it's got a weight up in the front, an adjustable weight in the back that you can set to draw, fade, or neutral, and then along with an adjustable hosel there. But this thing here's got a ton of adjustment to it. New carbon crown, really good look. I think they did a nice job improving the look for the brand new C725. New face design, all that. So just all brand new for 2025. Looks really good. This is a 9-degree head, so a little bit lower launch than I typically play. And when you set it down, you do not see a lot of face. Like it does not look like it has a whole lot of loft there. So I moved the heavyweight back in the head to promote a little higher launch, lighter weight forward, and you can flip those around if you're somebody who needs a little bit less spin, maybe a little bit lower launch. And I'll set this right now. It's just set to neutral. I may bump it up a little bit out on the course, but we'll see how it plays. And then this is shafted up with a stock Project X Hazardous Black 5th Gen. This is just a 6.0, so a 60 gram stiff. The stock shaft that came in it. And again, we may slide a little bit around at the hosel to kind of adjust and see, but excited to hit this. I think they really did a nice job. The carbon crown, a lot cleaner. They don't have that big ridgeback thing running through there, so really good look to it, and excited to hit this. I think Tour Edge makes some pretty underrated woods. So, I know everybody knows they're fairway woods, they're hybrids. I think drivers are actually really solid, and as are their irons. So the other driver that's going with it is going to be the E725. So this is the big one that they talked about this year, and this is basically the 10K MOI. So much like Ping and TaylorMade and PXG, 10K forgiveness. So 10K MOI when you're talking stability from toe and heel miss hits to vertical, low and high on the face shots. Extremely stable. Much like its brother, it does have a sliding movable weight in the back, so you can go draw, fade, or neutral. I'm going to leave it in neutral for now. This one here's got a little different setup. I put my all-fit tips or all-fit screw into this one, so I can kind of swap out the shafts with just about anything. But this is a 10.5-degree head, and excited to see what this one does. I mean, it's supposed to be super forgiving. I know there are other 723 models were actually really forgiving, really straight. So we'll see how this one goes. 10K. Usually these things are pretty darn straight. So we'll try it out and see how that goes. But excited to hit this one, probably more so than the C series. And this one here, I've got it set pretty much neutral. The way all fit is, it doesn't fit 100% neutral, so it's actually put slightly down, just so the face stays like a little bit open. And in here, I've got a UST Link M40X Red. This is the TSPX version, the one with the full M40X run through it. And this is a 60 extra stiff. So wanted to go something a little bit high launch, keep the ball high in the air, and but still have some stability and consistency. So both drivers going in the bag. Again, when I'm not playing a league, not playing for anything like that, I'm bringing more than one club. So both drivers in the bag, and we'll probably alternate between holes, or maybe play the whole front nine with one, whole back nine with another. We'll see how that goes. Then we'll move into fairway wood. And I don't think you're probably going to be shocked to know that it's going to be a new Tour Edge. So this is going to be, again, the Tour Edge C725 fairway wood. This is a 3 wood here, 15 degrees. Like the driver, 2 movable weights on the bottom, 1 in the back for, fade, draw, and neutral, and then 1 in the front, where if you want to move the heavier one forward, you can, take a little spin off, maybe flatten the launch just a touch. I've got the heavyweight back for some added launch to it. But this is a titanium, tungsten, and carbon design. So top is all carbon, really clean look to it. I think they really did a nice job of the look on this one. The better player's really going to like it. Face is pretty medium depth. But you've got basically a titanium face, and you've got like a 90-gram tungsten weight in the bottom. So this thing is probably going to go like crazy. I've got this actually set 1 degree up because I've been playing my GT fairway, GT2 fairway as a 16.5, and I've hit it really well. I like the added loft, so I've jacked this one up just 1 degree, get a little more height out of it, and I think, with this design, you're still going to get enough ball speed to carry it and get it to go a long way. So the nice thing is, too, is even with the added 1 degree of loft, it didn't really shut the face too much. It's just a hair. I'm going to call it square because, to me, anything square looks shut, and then anything open, it looks square. But I'm going to say this is pretty much square when you set it down, and it looks really, really good from address. So a little bit more compact head, and excited to hit this one. Shaft-wise, this is the same as the driver, but 70 grams. So 70 gram, 6.0 hazardous black 5G. So the 5th gen, this is the one with the optimized carbon. So I've hit the shaft a little bit in a couple other clubs, and it'll be nice to hit it again in here. So that is 3 wood in the bag. So 2 edge all at the top of the bag, and then for 7 wood, we're gonna go to the GT2. So the GT2 7 wood, I haven't hit this a whole lot. I've hit my Ping G430 and my Paradigm AI Smoke just a little bit, or AI Smoke Triple Diamond just a little bit better. But I gotta get some time in with this thing. It looks really good from address. A 21 degree head, set at 21, just set flat, so it promotes just a little bit more of a right starting line since I draw the ball a lot. But other than that, standard loft, just a little bit more flat. And this is shafted up with a Graphite Design Tour AD IZ7 stiff. But I've hit this a little bit, and when I hit it well, I hit it well. I just haven't been as consistent with it. So we'll throw it back in the bag and see if we can get a little more time with it, get them a little bit more worked in with it. We move into irons because I'm going to skip the hybrid and the 4-iron. We're going to go straight irons after the 7 wood. And we're going to go back to a set that I haven't played in a while. You probably haven't heard me talk about it in a while, but we're going to go to the Adele SMS combo set. So the 4, 5, and 6 iron are going to be the SMS irons. So these are the traditional SMS, hollow body construction, thin face, got some distance to them, got some speed, but they really still do feel soft. And again, the 3 movable weights on the back isn't for really ball flight biased. You don't really throw the heavy weight in the toe and try to make it fade. It's really for a feel. How some clubs you pick them up, you swing them, and it just feels really good. It happens to do with like kind of the CG and where it's placed on the head. And funny for me, even though I draw the ball, I have found that the best feeling spot, the best performing spot for me is the heavy weight in the heel, which is pretty interesting. But a really good sole design, a little bit of trailing edge relief. These get through the turf really well, and they feel great. They're really soft. They've got a nice muted feel to them. But I'm going to play 4, 5, and 6 in the standard SMS. Again, these hollow bodies. They're really, really good. Not a crazy thick top line, minimal offset. They look really good at address, even for, I think, a better player would set these down, and I think they look really good. Shaft-wise, can't talk about the shaft. It has no shaft band, anything. It is something that is not out yet. Hopefully it'll come out soon. I thought it was going to be out already. I'd be able to talk about it, but I cannot. And then the 7 through pitching wedge is going to be the Adele SMS Pro. So this is the one-piece forged kind of player's cavity that they made. Really, really soft, really solid feel. I think you could put these up against pretty much any forging out there, and these are going to hold their own when it comes to softness, responsiveness, and feel. A little bit sharper, boxier toe compared to the SMS. Very, very little offset on these. These are pretty much, straight kind of player blades. Through 7 through pitch, I can get around with them, no problem. But really good feel. And honestly, they're not terribly, terribly unforgiving. You can miss it a little bit and be okay with these. Love the sole design. It's all milled, and it's got kind of like a dual bevel on the back for trailing edge to get out of the turf once you get into it really quickly. And this kind of angled leading edge, this kind of pre-worn leading edge to stop that divot from getting too deep. So the sole actually plays pretty darn narrow if you like a narrow sole. But overall, just really, really solid irons. I like these a lot. I need to play them more. They're just part of the rotation. So 7 through pitching wedge will be the pros there. Now into wedges. Again, pulling these out. I haven't played these wedges in a while. The first one is kind of more about the shaft than it is the wedge. This is basically a mill grind 3, TaylorMade mill grind 3. It's a 52-degree high bounce that I've bent to 50. So it's standard lie, but just 50 degrees. And the big thing about this one is it's got the BGT or Breakthrough Golf Red Zone shaft in it. Red Zone shaft. They made the original zones before the zone shaft, and it was really good. It's a wedge-specific shaft meant to be extremely accurate, but they kind of flew high and they spin a ton. This one here is kind of redesigned. The top section is all carbon fiber, then totally redesigned, like 50% stiffer than the old one. It's got an aluminum coupler and then actually a graphite or carbon fiber tip section, which the old one was steel. These are graphite, so launches a little bit flatter, still super accurate, still spins a ton, and they do these things. I mean, when you hit them, they're extremely consistent. You can throw like a hula hoop out there and just hit balls into them. They just go dead straight. So they still fly a little bit higher than some other wood shafts, but pretty good feel to them and really, really stout. So that's the 52 bent to 50. And then we move into the 56, which is the mill grind 4s. And this is the 56 Tiger Woods grind. So this one's got a couple different bevels, big time pre-worn leading edge, a little bit trailing edge relief, but a majority of it's down in the heel. So you can still open this up a little bit. Still got a decent amount of float to it in the trap because there's a decent amount of sole there still. It's got a little more squared off boxier toe than the MG3 versions. It's just got a little, more of that to it. I don't love that as much. I kind of love the MG3's version of this. They're a little bit more rounded, but these are really, really solid. They're super versatile. If you had a really good, if you're a high skilled wedge player, you can do a whole lot with these grinds and hit them from just about anywhere. I'm not that good, but I can still hit them all right. But really good wedge. The faces put a lot of spin on the ball. And the MG4s, the feel on them is way softer, I think, than the MG3. So if you're somebody who tried the MG3, didn't really love the feel, try the 4s. I think you'll be really impressed. And then the BGT red zone here. So the 50 has, or the 52 has a 115 gram shaft in it. This one here is the 130, so a little bit heavier. They make a 95, a 115, and a 130, so you can kind of match them up to your set. But same design, carbon upper tube that's super stiff, and then a graphite tip section here comes together with an aluminum coupler. And again, just super, super consistent, good stiff feel on these, and they do kind of work. I mean, they produce pretty straight ball flight. And then the 60 degree is the mill grind 4 Tiger Woods. This is the 60. Again, big pre-worn leading edge. Good amount of bounce on this, 11 degrees. But this is a great little 60 that you can just really thump it into the turf and hit some really good shots with it. You just got to have the basically the confidence to just throw it into the turf, know it's not going to dig, and hit those shots. And when you open the face, the way it's designed, the leading edge doesn't come too high off the ground, but it's a really, it's a 60 that's super versatile again. I mean, it's made for Tiger. He hits a ton of different shots, but a really, really good option. So I've liked this a lot. I actually like the 60 a ton. The 56 and we get along sometimes, but the 60 I really like. I hit this thing usually really well. And then this one here, shafted up with the BGT Zone shaft, which is the original one. This is the 130 gram one. So again, carbon upper tube. This one's got a steel tip section on here. And honestly, I don't mind a little bit of height with this. I don't hit my 60 super high anyway, so flighting it down, all that, it's not a big deal. And I pretty much only hit this for partial shots, so not a big deal there. But the zone shaft, again, super consistent in your wedges. They aren't cheap, but they do seem to offer some accuracy and some consistency. So that is the wedge setup there. And then for putter, we're breaking out the old Even Roll EV12. This is a milled putter from Even Roll. It's got their sweet face technology on it, so it's got these horizontal lines that basically keep ball speed consistent, whether you hit it dead center, move it on the toe, the heel, anything like that. It does have some speed to it. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you've never hit it before, because it does have a little bit of speed when the ball comes off the face initially. Once you play a little bit with it, you totally get it dialed in. The speed's fine. But it does keep consistent ball speed as you hit it across the face. I mean, I think I did a little video and I tried to hit one off the toe and I hit it 4 feet by because I didn't think it was going to get there. But a really great little mallet, single sight line on the top. I like just a long single sight line. Yes, that big hole in the bottom does pick up the ball, so you can pick it up off the green. But a really good feel, all milled. Really nice job by Even Rolling this. They made a nice mallet. This EV12 is kind of spider-esque looking, but really stable. Ton of weight on the outside, and then it's got a black steel shaft and an Even Roll Tour Tack grip on it, which is kind of like a 1.0 or in between probably a 1.0 and 2.0 Super Stroke pistol grip. I really like it. I think it fits my hands well, and just overall nice tacky grip. So this will be putter for the round. and that will be what's in the bag. So I'm going to try to get out and play. Actually, well, this is recorded before, but on Thursday I'm going to try to play this evening or on Friday and get out and get all these bad boys out there. So really excited to try a bunch of new stuff, pair it up with some older stuff that I haven't hit in a while. But that is what's in the bag for extra innings here with the Club Junkie Thursday night men's league. What's in the bag? League's done. Let's keep going though. Keep playing. I'll let you know how everything goes next week.